When I was growing up, on New Year's Eve, it was Times Square. That was it. That was the only thing you wanted to watch. Now, while that's still the only thing I want to watch, and everyone I know wants to watch, there are other cities doing things on New Year's Eve. Now, you've got a time zone issue, so I'm not sure whether it's a conflict if someone in LA is doing something, but I notice you're not the only game in town now. You're clearly the biggest and the one, but how much has that impacted your thinking to continue to push the envelope into, are you mindful of these other cities' celebrations?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're most mindful of those that other networks may choose to cover. If Vegas keeps trying to do some things with New Year's Eve, etc. So we pay attention to what the networks are saying, and we try and keep keep an event that keeps the networks interested in covering it. So we certainly pay attention to what's going on in other cities, and especially if networks are thinking about also covering that, or perhaps even covering it instead of what Times Square does, which happens on occasion, but a lot of times then they come back to Times Square.
Now, you've decided to create a number of what I would call build-up events. And once I learned about them, I was really fascinated by them because those are really, really creative. Tell me about some of the events that your organization has created to start building excitement for New Year's Eve.
Right. Yeah, come the day after Christmas to New Year's, we have a different PR stunt that usually ties into one of our sponsors each day. So, for example, Waterford makes the crystal. This ball is made of Waterford crystal. So we have an event where they actually install the crystal onto the ball, and the press just comes for all of these. Philips does the lighting, so putting the lights on the ball, that's an event. Some fun ones we've done is the numeral delivery. So each year you have to deliver, for example, we had to deliver the 1 and the 0 to Times Square, so we make an event out of that. And this year they arrived by pedicab. So there was a 1 and a 0, and they came in through Times Square, et cetera, and then they went up to this place where Duracell actually set up the numbers, and they had this Duracell recharge room where you could go and charge your cell phone, et cetera, but they also had these bikes, and you could go and ride the bike, and that would charge the battery that would actually power the 2011 that lights up when the ball drops.
That must have been a big hit.
So that's fun, and the year before they came on Water Taxi, the year before that, we actually took the number on the I think it was the number 8. We actually took it on the subway, and it made its way. It actually had a transfer, too, from, I think, the 6 to the N to get to Times Square. So next year, we'll think of another creative way of how the 11 will get to Times Square. But we also do something with the confetti. We test the confetti every year to make sure that it is airworthy and it flutters and flies down. It doesn't come down in a clump, etc. So we do this event where we just throw the confetti out the windows, and all the press comes, and we say, "Oh, yay, the confetti works, it's good," etc. And there's actually a college kid now that wants to come every year, so he's always like, "When's the confetti test?" And he comes into town and watches the confetti test.
So you created an event
for the press.
For confetti testing.
Yeah, right.
Is this like Groundhog Day where people kind of look at it jokingly, or is this positioned as, every year we have new confetti and we have to test the flutter conditions and...
Right. Well, there is a way to throw it that's very important. But it is kind of, I think that, I don't think people take it extremely seriously. It's not, curing cancer or anything like that. But I think that it's a fun thing, so people embrace it. It's fun. They're testing the confetti. Everybody's kind of building up to New Year's Eve by the time Christmas ends anyway. So I think people embrace it because it's just fun. It's happy. It's it's carefree. But it also ties in to our wishing wall, because we started a few years ago where people can come into the Times Square Information Center and write their wish for the new year on a piece of confetti. And that ties in with that event as well. So we usually bring the press down, and they see this wall, and it's filled with wishes from tens of thousands of people that have written them in over 26 languages. I don't know how many different, more than that number of countries. And they're anything from, I want a turtle, to I want my mother to not have to have chemo anymore. So that's another part of the confetti. That's a little more serious. And then those wishes, that confetti's mixed with the ton of confetti that drops at midnight, and it's mixed in there. So, so yeah, we try and think, we do, there's other things we do as well, but we like to have fun. It's this time of celebration.